In the low-end segment, Redmi 9 is one of the most popular phones. This phone brings a lot of features as a first in this range, including of course its 4 rear cameras. Redmi 9 has 5 cameras in total with 4 at its back and 1 on the front. But how good these cameras are, we'll find that out in this review. Before we start, hit the subscribe button and press the thumbs up button too. Redmi 9's main camera is a 13 megapixel sensor, an 8 megapixels ultra wide, 5 megapixels macro and 2 megapixels depth camera is there. On the front, this phone has a single 8 megapixels camera. This phone is using MediaTek Helio G80 CPU, so that's the image processing that you're getting here. Redmi 9's camera app brings only the basic features. In the photo mode, you get the options to turn on the macro mode and change some other features, and the ultra wide mode appears at the bottom too. There is no night mode here, only the portrait mode and the pro modes are there. In the video mode, you can capture only 1080p at 30 frames per second from the rear cameras, and the slow motion only records in 720p at 120 frames per second. Let us take a look at the images shot from this phone. A broad daylight shot first of all will amaze you. The only thing I find wrong here is that the shadows are too dark, colors and contrast is optimal. I am quite impressed by the edge detection of this phone. Here is another angle and once again you will see the colors and the composition under control. Edge detection is once again very good but lacks the details a bit. Portrait mode overexposes the image and also messes up the edges in a way that you won't like it. If the light is broad, especially in the morning or in the afternoon, this camera has the ability to surprise you. Now obviously you are not going to get very good details because these images are coming out in 13 megapixels resolution only, and this phone is not going to deliver you the details that you usually see on phone with the pixel binning camera. We do miss a good dynamic range in these images, but while reviewing such phones I always keep their price tag in mind and I also manage my expectations, so you should do that as well. There is an ultra wide camera in this phone. The ultra wide images look good from a distance, but the shadows appear dark enough to not to show you anything appropriately. Comparing the ultra wide and the normal images side by side makes a normal images look a bit dull, but the normal images have a slightly better dynamic range. Let me show you my own images starting with the ultra wide camera once again. The normal image will give you a better sharpness and colors in such cases, but switching to the portrait is kind of a disappointment. If you look at these images side by side, you will find the normal mode image on the top. The portrait mode of the rear camera works in a very weird manner. It blurs some areas and leaves some areas unblurred. The indoor images from this phone come out just fine. If you have good light indoors, this will work well, otherwise this phone will go completely on the opposite side. Especially in the evening or during the night time, the shots look horrible, full of noise and too dark. There is no night mode in this phone, so you can't really capture the extremely low light images from this one. Low light selfies look equally horrible. Redmi 9's macro camera is purposeless. It doesn't capture any good photos. I believe it is more of a gimmicky addition here because macro images lack details and good colors too. The selfie camera of this phone is something that I really liked. The normal selfies are detail rich and skin tone is balanced too. Skin tone doesn't look too fake. Yes, selfies are overall very soft but still better than many phones of the same league. Portrait mode selfies look good too, but they definitely wipe off almost all the edges and once again overexpose the face. The portrait mode selfies look extra bright and I am not sure why is that happening. Taking a look at all the selfies side by side will give you a much better idea of what I am talking about. It's time to take a look at the videos. This one can do 1080p at 30 frames per second videos only. It doesn't have EIS, so the stability is very much bad. The videos lag all the good elements, starting from its colors to the details and better dynamic range. You can take a look at the front camera video now. Hi guys, this is the front camera video recording from the Redmi 9. This phone can do only 720p at 30 frames per second from its front camera. Let me know about your thoughts about this camera's color configuration and the mic's voice recording quality as well. I am shooting in nearly 40 degrees outside, which is why I am sweating a lot. So let me know about this video. That's all, and it's time for the conclusion. Redmi 9, as compared to its predecessor, brings two additional cameras, including its ultra-wide camera and the macro camera. Ultra-wide camera is a good addition as it gives you the option to capture a broader frame, but the macro camera is a sheer disappointment. The normal mode of this phone works well and it takes very good selfies too. Redmi 9 is a competitor of the phones like the Galaxy A11 and the A21s, and this phone is definitely better than those when it comes to the camera performance. Yes, of course, Redmi could have added a better macro camera to help this phone become the best in the low-end segment, but even without that, this phone doesn't disappoint with what it has. So yes, you can pick it up and you won't regret it as long as the recording. So yes, you can pick it up and you won't regret it as long as video recording and macro camera is not your primary requirement. Let me know about your thoughts on this phone. Hit the thumbs up button if you found this video useful and subscribe if you haven't yet. With that said, I will sign off and I will see you all in the next video.